Hello and welcome to the family. Our number one goal is to make sure you and everyone on our job sites go home safely to their family every day. There is a zero tolerance for anyone working unsafely or putting you or anyone else in any type of jeopardy. You have direct authorization from me to stop anyone you feel is doing something unsafe at any time. Immediately report this to a job site supervisor so it can be addressed immediately. Please pay attention to our safety video because it's about you and everyone else on our job sites. Think ahead, think safe, stay safe, and welcome aboard.
We are committed to creating a proactive approach to safety awareness. This video, along with ongoing training, is just a part of this commitment. Safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone, from management down to boots on the ground, plays a part in our safety culture. But know this, all of the training and safety equipment in the world does nothing without you. That's right, you are the key. You need to put what you've learned to work on every job, every day. Do that, and you'll greatly reduce your risk of injury on the job. If you ever have a question, don't take a chance. Get it answered before someone gets hurt. We take safety seriously and expect you to do the same. Let's start with personal protective equipment, or PPE. First, work boots, long pants, and a hard hat, worn in the way it was designed. A Class II vest and shirt with at least 4-inch sleeves, or high-vis shirts with reflectors. A high-visibility work shirt may be used during daylight hours when no heavy equipment is in use. 100% eye protection is required. This means safety glasses at all times. If you have prescription safety glasses, they must be ANSI approved and have side shields. Other tasks such as cutting, grinding, or chipping require a face shield. The key is to know what to wear when, and then to wear it. The key to responding effectively to any emergency is being prepared. Emergency information is posted at each job site, and familiarize yourself with it. Learn exit locations, emergency evacuation routes, and assembly location, safe haven. In the event of an emergency of any type, or if you hear the evacuation notification of 3 horn blasts, you should remain calm and evacuate to the safe haven if asked to do so. Foremen are responsible for the head count of their crew. No one shall talk to any news media outlet. Any injury, illness, accident, and/or near miss must be reported to your direct supervisor and the company. Obtain treatment for basic first aid from your company's trained first aid provider, if one is on site, and report to your company supervisor. All superintendents and supervisors are trained in first aid and CPR so they can assist. Supervisors are to file an accident investigation report within 8 hours, no exceptions. A full report must be filed within 24 hours. Employees may be drug and alcohol screened when involved in any type of accident, whether or not injury or damage occurred per their own company or site policy. All contractors are required to have a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher or fire extinguishers on site. Each contractor is to provide a minimum of 2 gallons of water per worker and a shade location to comply with heat illness guidelines. Drink plenty of fluids to protect yourself from heat-related illness. Dust control procedures must be followed at all times. The speed limit on site is 5 miles per hour, period. Be on the lookout for pedestrians. They always have the right of way. Cell phone use is only permitted in a vehicle that is parked and in park. This means talking and texting, no exceptions. Park in designated areas and keep access to work areas clear. Handicapped and pedestrian accessible path of travel must be always maintained at public right-of-ways. We must comply with the Stormwater Pollution Prevention Program. This means all containers must be labeled. There is to be no track-out or discharge onto streets. BMPs must be in place, and if you damaged any, please let the superintendent know so we can fix or replace the BMPs. If you need more information on specific chemicals on site, ask your supervisor for a copy of the SDS for that product. Proper concrete washout, drywall mud washout, paint washout, and tile washout all need to be provided by the contractor doing the work or that task. All OSHA fall protection guidelines must be followed. This includes engineering controls for fall prevention and identifying proper anchor points when workers use a personal fall arrest system. Fall protection is required at 6 feet or greater, no exceptions. Your fall protection equipment must be inspected daily before use. Scaffolds are to be inspected daily by a competent person. All scaffold users must provide proof of training before entering scaffolding. All motorized equipment must be inspected daily prior to start of work. Seatbelts are mandatory. Backup alarms and horns must be operational anytime the equipment is in use. A fire extinguisher must be present on all motorized heavy equipment. If cranes are in use, an insurance endorsement must be obtained prior to arrival on site. A copy of annual inspections and operator certifications must be made available upon arrival. A pre-pick plan meeting will be required before any hoisting is done by any crane on site. All riggers' training certifications must also be in hand before any picks are made. Hot work permits are required at any location where hot work, welding, brazing, cutting, spark generation is taking place. It's the responsibility of the subcontractor doing the hot work to have all fire prevention equipment. For example, fire blankets and fire extinguishers, and to supply and maintain a fire watch. All hot work permits are given by the general contractor and need to be closed out at the end of the day. You need to be aware of your surroundings and activity going on near you at all times. For this reason, no radios, iPods, earbuds, or music of any kind are allowed. To help prevent fires, no propane cook stoves are allowed. Eating is only allowed in designated areas. No eating in the building work areas. Regardless of where you eat, your trash needs to be put in a trash container. Good housekeeping practices are mandatory for all trades, hourly and daily without exception. An orderly worksite can prevent a lot of injuries. Smoking or vaping is allowed only in designated areas. Inappropriate behavior, graffiti, theft, and fighting are grounds for removal. Disciplinary action for violation of personal conduct policy may include, but not limited to, permanent removal from job site and termination. Have we covered every aspect of job safety in this video? Of course not. You have received and will receive more training related to your job and specific tasks. These are the basics, and they need to be followed without exception. If you have any questions or safety concerns, talk to your foreman. If you have any ideas about how to make the site safer, we'd appreciate hearing them. If you see someone taking a risk or behaving in an unsafe manner, stop them or report it so it can be stopped. Remember, we take safety seriously and expect you to do the same.